Right, so it's going on now. The whole thing's unfolding. Not much you can do. Um, I personally, yeah, we do have solutions, but it's a bit late at this point. And people are calling it World War Three's coming up. I don't think that's going to happen. They said that with Ukraine. They keep saying that. There's a lot of paranoia going on. Nobody's going to start World War Three. However, the situation there is horrendous. You know, you had some pretty nasty stuff going on with the Hamas attack. A lot of that turned out to be sort of made up, basically. Just like in the past, you had made up propaganda, or just people make things up and it spreads like wildfire. Like in 1991, babies being thrown out of incubators in Kuwait by Iraqi soldiers. 40 babies thrown out of incubators. Found out to be a lie. All the rest of it. WMDs in Iraq, you know, Russians raping women and children in Ukraine. That was a lie. There's always bad apples in every army, but the most likely rapes that were going on in Ukraine early on there were from mercenaries from abroad. So not Russian soldiers. So I just tend to not believe all this stuff. Hamas has a declaration of 2017 that says it's not against Jews or the Jewish faith. It's against what they call Zionists. So it's against what they think of as the people who run that country and the system. So it's systemic. It's a systemic problem. They think of it that way. And so they're not against Jews or Judaism. So, and then there's a lot of Jews living in Arabic countries quite safely. So that's important to remember, that they have stated that, and you can argue against it and say, well, they're lying. Okay, you can say anybody's lying if you just want to say that. But a lot of those stories coming out of the attack from Hamas on Israel a couple of weeks ago were lies, made up, spread everywhere, and or used as propaganda. So you can't really trust some of the most horrific stories that you hear. And I won't go over the details of that. It's far too, maybe it's too early. Maybe it's, there's a lot of details, but there's definitely nothing that's very verifiable at this point. What's verifiable is that things were made up, and other atrocities that have not been figured out yet do not have much weight to them. Taking hostages is a horrible thing. Yeah, so that's horrible. And maybe they're being treated okay, but they're being bombed by Israel at this point. So the point of taking the hostages was naive. They thought Israel would not destroy them if they have hostages. That's usually the point of taking hostages in a situation like that, right? But Israel seems to have decided to just bomb the bejeebers out of everything. Hostages are not